the LGBT being gay? Do you find it hard?
I find it very hard because I always consider myself a triple negative. And when I say consider myself a triple negative, I am black, I am a female, and I am gay. And to get a little personal, yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad when it comes down to going into a girl's restroom. My thing is, if you've seen me in person, I got some big boobs. But people be looking at me and I'm just like, okay, yes, I dress like a dude. That's just what I feel comfortable dressing in. And my thing is, no matter what I wear, whether it's baggy or tight, my chest is usually bigger than theirs. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Everybody know it's hard to be a woman, period, especially in society. And everybody know it's hard. Sorry, they distracted me from my seriousness. Okay, one thing you will learn about me is I'm a big fan of boobs. So they distracted me.
I looked down at the sports bra and it looked like I had one big boob.
Anyway, like I was saying. But yes, being a woman is already hard, and being black is already hard. So adding gay on top of that is, I might as well say I'm a black gay man. I mean, it's regardless of how you look at it, it's still a triple negative, and it's bad because just to give you an example of what I'm saying, the perfect example is my best friend's car has rims on it. And tint, and the whole inside of her car is pink. That's why I don't like driving her car. But anyway, can't holler at females with it because I let down the window and all you see is pink. Oh, that's her girlfriend's car. And I just be like, no, that's my best friend's car. Hey, come back. But back on topic. But yeah, I was driving her car, got pulled over by the police. And once I got pulled over by the police, he came up and was like, hey, excuse me, sir. And I'm just like, I'm a ma'am. Oh, well, ma'am, you know you drove over the crosswalk. I'm pretty sure I was stereotyped because I look like a dude and I was probably black while driving, of course. But yeah, it gets very difficult. But I have tough skin. And I'm a G. A capital G. A capital G. Even though I'm 5'3". 5'4".
She had it right the first time. Anyways,
I am 5'4".
With shoes on.
Okay, girl.
Without shoes.
Oh, okay. Calm down. You banging on the mic right now. It's not that. Okay. Take a sip. There we go. So, those were the two studs speaking. I am a femme, so it's not. I don't understand what they're going through because I'm a girly girl. Y'all know what I mean?
Yeah.
So therefore, like, the struggles that they go through, like, people just look at them and automatically assume, oh, well, she's dressed like a boy, she's gay. With me, they really don't know because I'm dressed girly, so I don't really get approached or questioned or like, well, why are you in here and all that.
Don't have the bathroom issues.
Yeah, I don't have the bathroom issues. I don't have the shopping issues, but it makes me mad just to hear it because you could just be a tomboy. Who said you had to be a lesbian?
Yeah.
You could just like boyish clothes. You know what I mean? You could just like basketball shorts every day. Like, who are they to judge you, basically, if they don't even know?
But they automatically just assume. And
Yeah, it's not good to just assume that someone is gay because how they're dressed or a woman wants to wear cornrows 24/7. That doesn't mean she's gay. Right. It really doesn't. So, like, I think that's where the ignorance comes in at because you just assume.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel you. So you have it a little easier.
Yes.
Than what we have it, is what you're saying. Okay. Well, guys, it is about that time. We have got to go ahead and get our special guest on the phone. Again, her name is Samantha. She is from New York, and she is a transgender. Like I said in the beginning of the show, as well as in episode 1, she is 2 years into her transformation. She was previously a part of a 30-year heterosexual marriage, and just kind of decided after like personal issues they were just going to part their ways. And she made the decision way before Caitlyn Jenner and all those of what she wanted to do. So we're going to go on a small break again, and while we're on that break, we're going to go ahead and get her on the phone.
As you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
All right, everybody. So we are back, and I now have our guest speaker, Samantha, on the line as well. Say hi, Samantha.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Samantha.
Hello, Diva. Hello, Reese. How you ladies doing this evening?
Hello. I'm actually going to be talking this time because I'm actually feeling good today.
Good. Good. Yeah, I know the last time you were kind of quiet, so it was like I didn't know if the cat had your tongue there or what.
Yes,
But it's all good.
Yeah, I'm usually the quiet one, but I'm good.
Good. Good.
All right.
What's going on this evening?
All right. So we brought you onto the show. So you are on our live session right now. So we've got a few listeners listening in. We've had some questions come in. So
I just wanted to say thanks for having me here, and for everybody out there listening.
Oh, well, thank you, because
Appreciate
without you,
that.
this episode wouldn't have been possible. So we thank you.
Well, yeah. Well, you know how it goes. It works both ways there. Without you, we're not here. So one hand washes the other.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. So we're just going to kind of jump right on into this.
Okay.
I've kind of told them a little bit about you, but if you want to go ahead in your own words, just let them know a little bit about
that's
you.
That's kind of different. My own words. Geez, that's always the most challenging question that you get. Long story. Let's say I'm a middle-aged transgender girl who's been on HRT for 2 years, and dealing with the everyday issues that we deal with. And you know how that goes. I'm sure most people knows how that goes.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Family, friends, Yeah, I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't think, honestly, I mean, to be brutally honest, I don't think that most people are really mentally prepared, or they think that, you think that you might be, and it's really difficult, for all of us, because it's different for everybody, but the thing that we do share in common is that, you hear the same stories all the time. You really just, everything, you have to lose everything, and I think that's what people's biggest fear is. Even for me, coming from, I was married, had a supportive spouse for so long, and then one day it all falls apart, and then you don't really realize, how shallow people are. I mean, because you don't really, going the whole thing about transition too, you have to be true to yourself first, I think,
Yes, always. True to yourself. That's the only way to be.
Yeah, but, people don't really understand what, I didn't even really understand. You don't think that people that you knew, will completely, turn their back when they find out because you just, because you decide to change your physical identity or your physical appearance.
Oh, yeah. That's...
It's not like, you don't change as a person, you just might change physically, and I think it's just difficult for the, for the quote-unquote cisgender person to wrap their head around it because they don't have to deal with, an identity crisis their entire life, every breathing minute. They don't, we start out, you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you scratch your ass, you brush your teeth, you take a shower. You dry, you dry off, you get dressed, you get breakfast or tea or coffee, you get in your car, you throw it in reverse, you back out of your driveway, wherever you go, socially, whatever you do, shopping, a cisgender person doesn't question their identity. So I think for people like myself and others who are, who are identified and we don't conform to the norm, and we don't know what even normal is. So that's a whole other subject. But, I don't think they just understand it because they don't have to experience it or live with that every day. I'm sure you ladies can, relate to that. I'm sure most people can, who decide to take the path less followed.
Oh, yeah. Well, and a lot of people, try and, I'm just going to do what this person does. And a lot of people have to learn, to do what they want to do, to make them who they are, and not follow, as everyone says, what the current trend is.
You can't go with the trend because you don't even know what the trend is or what the trend's going to be like for you because it's different.
Exactly.
I don't think that, you have, I always look at it like this, and I don't, why follow when you can lead?
Yep.
Well, you lead by example.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that, I don't know how it is for everybody because it's different for everybody. But, there's just a, the line is it's so far in between because it's different aspects. It affects people differently. You don't, people don't understand it. I don't know if it's, the whole sexist thing or is it, it's just different. The whole thing is basically, it's just about identity and gender, It has nothing to do with anything else. At least that's how I feel anyway.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. And we were actually just talking about that too before we had called you. We were discussing quite a bit of things, and we had some viewers send in some messages asking questions. Just kind of, they were really good questions. A couple of them I'm going to ask you. I know we discussed this a couple of days ago.
Sure.
But a couple of viewers wanted to know, how did your family react when you came out to them and kind of told them that you were going to be transgender? How did that go down for you?
Well, you know what? Honestly, it actually, I had, I was, confided in one of my friends about, what I was going to do. So I didn't want to, when I first started, I didn't want, and it's personal for all of us. So I kind of really kept it to myself. And I only told one of my female friends who I knew, since growing up as a young child. So I confided in her not to say anything, and to her credit, she didn't say anything, and she had